I smirked on NXT because we got Bron Breakker dropping a 33 1/3% chance. So that was fun. Yeah. He was talking about triple threat he was talking about triple threat, Bron Breakker, Steiner's fucking kid, and he was like, and he was talking about the other guy, and he was like, and as we know, he's like, if I do my math correctly, you've got a 33 1/3% chance of winning.
That's cute.
Right? Yeah.
I don't watch NXT. I don't like. I know Bron Breakker because I'm a Steiner Brothers nerd. I did watch
the Table for
Three.
Yeah,
with the Steiners. Did you see that one?
Yeah,
with Scott Steiner talking about how he would race Macho Man, and then Macho Man was like, "All right, let's do it backwards."
Yes, and then sideways. He knew the cows or something. The great thing that Scott Steiner dropped was to Bron Breakker. They're talking about how he's doing so well. And he's like, just keep doing our shit and you'll be fine. He was like, hey, you're a fuck. He was like, you're at
but it's true.
Like,
hey, keep doing our shit, pal.
Just keep doing our shit and you'll be fine. That's good.
Yeah, I liked all the stories. I liked. I wish.
Except, did you notice? And I don't know if this is propaganda from WWE or if that was real. They tried to make it sound like the Bron Breakker name was his suggestion, and he said, I don't want to use the Steiner name, and I used this Bron Breakker name before.
If I'm being honest with you, Bron Breakker was the 5th most interesting thing of that Table for 3. And
there was only 3 there.
Right. You know what I'm saying? The food was more interesting than him. I just liked hearing
sandwiches. Did you know what I'm saying? That was weird.
I loved it. Yeah. That was why? Right? That's interesting.
I would have expected steak and potatoes. And these guys are watching their weight now.
But I just loved hearing the stories. The only thing I wish is it seemed like Scott Steiner was a tad apprehensive of doing it. And so when he got asked questions of like, who was your favorite tag team? He was just giving the non-committal, like, they were all great.
Yeah, I think it's weird seeing the last several years since we've seen like the Hall of Fame and Scott Steiner maybe in some other interviews. Scott Steiner has turned into like an introvert in his old age, which is just bizarre, right? To think when we know Scott Steiner to be Scott Steiner.
Maybe he's been burned too many times, right? You piss off too many people, then you go into it's like I've gone through this my entire life. I've always been the loud mouth in the class or the loud mouth at work or whatever it is. And then people are like, God, that's annoying. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll be quiet. And then you're quiet for 2 days. And then people are like, what's wrong? Are you okay? Like, is things okay? I'm like, you motherfucker said you didn't want the shit. So if you don't want the shit,
that is it too.
Quiet.
At what point is Scott Steiner like, he's like, yeah, look, I'm playing along. I know you guys like with the fucking Steiner Math and the English language and everything. He's like, and I'm playing along because this is how we make money. But like, motherfucker, are you guys calling me dumb? Because like, I'm gonna fucking
right.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like a little bit. Is like he was into it. He was having a little bit of moments with Bron where he's like, I remember this about you as a kid and all that stuff. But he was very, hey, so what did you think of this time in WWE, man? What did you think? Because the thing they said was the greatest thing in pro wrestling is that Ted Turner bought WCW. I thought that was interesting. Fuck Vince McMahon, right?
I mean, if he hadn't done it, would we have got like the Monday Night Wars and then thus the Attitude Era? So I mean, again, things are linked, right? You can always kind of that butterfly effect. But I think that was an important link in the chain.
I think what he was saying though is that's my favorite time.
Yeah,
like, fuck
it is.
WWE.
Yeah,
fuck
absolutely,
all the other shit.
Absolutely. That is what he was saying. But yeah, no, man. So that's the WWE side of things. Unless anything else stuck out to you, but I don't. There's still a long way to go. We'll say that.